we are kicking things off with a massive surge in financial cybercrime targeting the logistics sector. Organized crime groups are hitting high-value targets, and we look at how this is exposing massive coverage blind spots. We examine the staggering $725 million in cargo theft losses in 2025 and dive into how funds transfer fraud, social engineering, and invoice manipulation are becoming the new playbook for bad actors. This is a critical look at the gaps in insurance coverage for the modern supply chain.
Stop using your finger for notes, sketches, and edits. This Jam Jake stylus pen gives your iPad a smoother, more precise writing feel with palm rejection so your hand can rest naturally on the screen. It charges fast, works for hours, and comes with replacement tips. Perfect for school, work, or creative projects. Check the link in the comments to grab it on Amazon.
Next up, we shift focus to the massive infrastructure challenge facing global trade. Experts are sounding the alarm that Bangladesh's ambition to hit a $100 billion export goal by 2030 is completely stalled without a major overhaul of its logistics ecosystem. We hear from M. Masroor Rees, chairman of think tank Policy Exchange Bangladesh, who warns that cutting logistics costs by 25% and reducing port dwell time by just 1 day are non-negotiable necessities for the nation's economy. Now, get ready for a revolution in how supply chains actually operate. Project 44 has just launched Autopilot, an AI-enabled logistics operating system that promises infinite labor. We break down how this platform uses AI agents to autonomously respond to real-time signals, aiming to slash freight, spend by 4%, and drastically cut manual coordination. Discover how Autopilot is challenging the entire landscape of supply chain software. And we wrap up with the big picture on the future of freight. We explore the intense competition in the AI space, where Project 44 claims Autopilot is the intelligent operating system, not just another feature. We discuss why the data graph and distribution matter more than ever, and how this technology is finally delivering on the promise of infinite labor. Stay with us, because we have more breaking news coming up right after this. The rapid digitization of the transportation and logistics sector has ushered in efficiency, but has simultaneously fueled a surge in sophisticated financial cybercrime and cargo theft, exposing critical blind spots in existing insurance coverage. Data from Verisk CargoNet reveals that cargo theft losses reached nearly $725 million in 2025, marking a significant 60% year-over-year increase, driven by organized crime groups adopting cyber-enabled theft strategies. Logistics operators are increasingly vulnerable to a variety of cyber-enabled fraud schemes, many of which reside in the ambiguous space between traditional cyber and cargo insurance policies. These schemes generally fall into 3 core categories: funds transfer fraud, which involves gaining access to banking credentials for fraudulent transfers; social engineering, where employees are deceived into sending funds or property; and invoice manipulation, where attackers infiltrate systems to trick vendors into making payments or sending physical goods to them. Despite robust cyber policies, coverage often faces limitations, including restrictive sublimits, mandatory callback verification, and disputes over whether losses are calculated on a gross or net basis. Insurance experts warn that gaps persist, particularly concerning third-party funds in care, custody, and control or physical property linked to these schemes. The shift to digital platforms has amplified risks, notably impersonation schemes where bad actors pose as legitimate carriers to steal cargo by intercepting bills of lading or engaging in double brokering, where fraudulent operators establish trust to steal high-value loads. Freight fraud complaints related to brokering have surged by up to 400% in recent years, with associated losses estimated between $500 million and $700 million. Perishable goods are especially vulnerable due to their limited traceability, making diversion losses extremely difficult to recover from. A major challenge lies in the misalignment between policy types. Motor truck cargo policies typically exclude theft arising from cyber incidents, while standard cyber policies may not cover physical goods or indirect transactions, creating a conflict where cyber insurers claim cargo claims and cargo insurers claim cyber incidents. This issue is acutely felt by logistics intermediaries like freight brokers, who facilitate transactions but often fall outside the direct scope of standard policies, as most cyber policies cover funds but not physical property, and even limited physical coverage is often restricted by thresholds or callback requirements. In response, Amwins has introduced a new coverage endorsement, Cyber Plus, specifically designed for small and mid-sized enterprises. This product aims to close these gaps by expanding coverage to include uncollectible invoice scenarios involving fraudulent instructions and offering enhanced limits for social engineering and invoice manipulation up to $500,000. CyberPlus also includes broader breach response coverage, defense costs, and dependent business interruption coverage for firms relying on third-party software platforms. Furthermore, CyberPlus integrates proactive risk prevention through cybersecurity services, including employee training and threat detection tools. As cyber risks evolve, wholesale brokers are proving essential in navigating this complex landscape. They provide the specialized expertise needed to interpret policy nuances, helping clients secure tailored solutions like CyberPlus to address mounting theft deductibles tied to cybercrime. A recent analysis of the urban logistics vehicle market, segmented by application and vehicle type, has been published, offering critical insights for industry stakeholders. The comprehensive report, released through OpenPRCom, provides a detailed breakdown of current trends, market dynamics, and future projections within this rapidly evolving sector. This analysis is crucial for logistics providers, manufacturers, and investors looking to navigate the complexities of urban delivery solutions. The segmentation by application and vehicle type allows for a granular understanding of where innovation is taking place, from last-mile delivery solutions to specialized cargo transport. Industry experts suggest the findings will be instrumental in shaping future investment strategies and operational planning within the urban logistics landscape. Noi Dung Kai Tait. Bangladesh faces a critical logistics overhaul to achieve its ambitious $100 billion export target by 2030, experts warn following a roundtable discussion. Several economists and business leaders stressed that without significant improvements in efficiency, time reduction, and cost cutting, reaching this goal by 2033 will be impossible. M. Masroor Rees, chairman of Policy Exchange Bangladesh, highlighted that a 25% reduction in logistics costs could boost exports by 20%, and reducing port dwell time by just 1 day could increase exports by 7.4%. /N/N the primary bottleneck is Chattogram Port, which manages approximately 92% of Bangladesh's general cargo and nearly 98% of containerized cargo. The port struggles with severe congestion, evidenced by at least 8 vessel collision incidents in the past year. To mitigate this, the Bangladesh Investment Development Authority, BIDA, has proposed gradually allowing 80% of imported goods to be cleared through private inland container depots, ICDs, aiming to double the handling capacity of key terminals. /N/N, however, Rees cautioned against sole reliance on public funding, advocating instead for public-private partnerships for port development. He noted that Bangladesh's high trade costs and weak infrastructure place it significantly behind regional competitors like Vietnam and India. World Bank data shows Chattogram Port ranking 356th globally in efficiency, compared to India's Nhava Sheva Port at 23 and Vietnam's Haiphong at 30. /N/N the disparity is stark. While Bangladesh's merchandise exports reached $48.3 billion in 2025, Vietnam's total exports hit $475 billion that same year. Rees pointed out that Bangladesh's export costs are about 1.5 times higher than Vietnam's and nearly double those of India, coupled with significantly longer import processing times. /N/ and other experts identified several key areas for immediate improvement. MD Habibur Rahman emphasized the urgent need to prioritize rail connectivity for cheaper and faster inland cargo transport, citing limited expansion room for the Dhaka-Chattagram highway. SK Massadul Alam Masud pointed to the lack of scanning devices at the Pangyan Inland Container Terminal as a deterrent for trade. /N/N furthermore, inadequate inland waterway infrastructure is increasing, rather than reducing, industrial transportation costs. Dhaka Chamber of Commerce and Industry, DCCI, called on the government to accelerate waterway development, suggesting the management of a circular route connecting Dhaka's surrounding waterways as an alternative transport network. Finally, Rees suggested that setting a minimum driving speed of 40 kilometers per hour on national highways could lower truck operator costs by 35.5% on average and reduce in-transit inventory carrying costs by 84%. Project 44 has officially launched Autopilot, an AI-enabled logistics operating system designed to deliver infinite labor by allowing shippers, brokers, and 3PLs to deploy AI agents across their supply chain workflows without requiring custom prompt engineering, complex integrations, or dedicated engineering teams. This major release follows 18 months of agent deployment on the Project 44 network, which has already yielded significant results, including a 4% reduction in freight spend, a 70% decrease in manual coordination, sourcing cycles up to 75% faster, and as much as a 40% reduction in disruption-related costs. Autopilot provides users with a visual workflow canvas where AI agents autonomously respond to real-time logistics signals, such as late shipments or missing documentation, by configuring triggers, setting conditional branching, defining escalation paths, and specifying post-agent actions like notifications or task routing to human operators. The platform features a draft-hand-publish model for rapid iteration and ensures all agent actions are logged and auditable. Project 44 positions Autopilot as a fundamental shift in supply chain software, directly challenging agentic AI startups by leveraging the company's proprietary data graph, which connects 259,000 carriers and processes 1.5 billion shipments annually. Founder and CEO Jet McCandless described the platform's evolution as a progression. Signal is the massive data graph, Trigger is the exception engine, and Action is Autopilot. McCandless argues that while visibility exposes problems, it doesn't solve them. It only reveals chaos. Autopilot closes the gap by turning visibility into scalable action, enabling users to buy technology that performs the job instead of just assisting humans. In a strategic repositioning, Project 44 contends that standalone agentic AI startups lack the necessary context, data, and infrastructure, making them mere commodity features. Project 44 integrates top agent vendor capabilities into Autopilot's routing layer, effectively framing external agent tools as inputs within a larger, defensible platform. This contrasts with the control tower approach favored by legacy TMS vendors. Commercially, Autopilot arrives at a key juncture for Project 44, which has reached cash flow break-even and is growing its shipper business at over 20% year-over-year. The company anticipates its future moat will be secured by its billion-dollar data graph, distribution into major shippers and LSPs, and a culture capable of rapid adaptation, as AI increasingly automates core coding functions. Significantly, Autopilot is currently offered free of charge, employing an outcome-based pricing model where Project 44 shares in the efficiency gains delivered. Project 44 asserts that the action layer is where the next wave of supply chain value will be captured, promising that the action layer finally offers infinite labor for logistics operations.